What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video. Another build today, and I've got my big horn out. I had a lot of questions about this and it's been a tricky one. The big horn obviously got an increase with TU20 and it, as far as it goes, if you look at it on paper, it looks like it's absolutely top tier. The problem with it is it only has a teeny tiny magazine size. And nobody likes that, so we've had to look into some other bits and bats, and we have some options for increasing magazine size. But then, what else can we do to make sure that we keep our damage up? So don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Maybe join the channel, and let's get straight into it. So we're out in the open world right now. I've got the build on that I've kind of put together. There's going to be a few variations of this build that I'm going to show you. I mean, obviously you can see it performs, right? I'll put it together. It absolutely performs. I'll show you in the range as well, and you can kind of see some top tier max numbers.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
You can use it scoped in if you like as well. Hostile control point detected. Yeah, and you see that, so that was really quickly a heroic resource convoy. Yeah, no probs. So let's have a look what else we could do. Nip to the Grand Washington Hotel. We're just round the corner, and there's a bit where there's some opportunity to use the scope as well at the beginning. Lost some frames there.
Right next to the Grand Washington Hotel.
Okay, here we go. That should get their attention. Head to the service entrance on the east side of the building.
Came from inside the building?
Once you're inside, find a way to the atrium.
And you can actually run this with more damage, right? So the build you're seeing right now is not the top tier version of damage. This is the one that's the all-rounder, right? There's some decent survivability in here. There's actually some skill tiers in here as well, so that your skills do some good damage. The shield's pretty stonky. And I kind of felt like, we're playing with the big horn, right? So we've got to be big.
Hostile radio intercepted.
I'm heading upstairs to the hostage. Everybody, get to the atrium.
Okay, mate. Okay.
Saints here.
The who now?
The who with the what?
Real unpleasant. We need to kill this asshole.
Nobody.
What I do like about it is how stable this thing is. Aim over, does the damage. Where's this guy going? Come. We'll show us so we can shoot you before our stacks go.
He went all the way to the top.
Yeah, that was nice. So let's head back to the base of operations. I'm just going to show you some top tier numbers in the range, under perfect conditions. Show you the build, and we'll also go over the different variations as well. Thank you so much to everybody that hit that join button this week. There's been a few new members this week, and that is absolutely awesome, giving that extra support. So super thanks to you guys. I really do appreciate it. It goes a long way to helping the channel out. And if you need a community Discord as well, because you need some help with the Division, by all means join. You'll find a link down below in the description. It's just full of nice people who want to play Division and help people out. Right, so we're in the range here. Let's split up close. So let's have a look here. So top tier numbers, right? We're talking headshots. We're going to get the stacks from the big horn, obviously, and then we're going to get the other stacks from the rest of it. And you can see here we're at for 1166. So 1216, 1216. And then if you want to go big boy, 5.1 million on the headshots at the top. So we know we can put out some big damage. So let's take a look at the build. So this is the build in question. Now, I don't usually like running the ninja bike, but it seems like this is the only way to make the bighorn really kind of viable, right? So you can see I've got 60 in the mag because we can run the Ninja Bike backpack. The good thing that I did was I managed to get mine rolled to damage target out of cover. It helps massively with the damage. That's crazy good. And I do something on this build that I don't normally do across other builds, and I'll explain that as well. We have the big game hunter, so when scoped in, which is the semi-automatic fire mode, and it deals 450% weapon damage with each shot, which obviously is a lot when our buffs are set up as well. And then headshots grant 4% headshot damage, stacks up to 25 times. Once at full stacks, 10 stacks decay every 4 seconds till all stacks have been removed. Now usually, and this is where I differ with this one a little bit, I would say let's just stack into headshot damage everywhere, but that doesn't necessarily suit everybody. But usually if you don't have enough pieces to put in enough crit chance and crit damage, you really end up falling off with that crit damage number. But as you can see, the crit damage number was really good. So what we did for this build, we opted for a few things, right? So we opted for skill tiers. So we get 1 skill tier here, 1 skill tier here, and 1 skill tier from the Brazos as well. And then we get 1 from the Picaro's holster, giving it 4 skill tiers, which is actually pretty crazy. When you look at the drone, it's doing, you know, 80% more striker damage. This is really good, with a really good duration and a hardly any cooldown, meaning you're going to have that on all the time. So this makes up for any loss in damage as well that we get, you know, from not running a backpack talent. And that's really what I was trying to consider. If you run the Ninja Bike, you're losing out on a damage backpack talent. We then also contain 2 blues, which you can see from the Ninja Bike and from the chest piece. And I probably wouldn't have this one on the chest piece, but trying to farm this is really hard. It's a bit of a unicorn. So there's that to think about as well. And then red everywhere else. Now when I was talking, before I go through the piece by piece, you can see here we've got 58 crit chance but only 57 critical hit damage, and usually I'm a big no for that. I'm usually like, no, if you can't get over 100 crit damage, you know, don't bother, stack into headshot. But you saw the damage numbers that we were doing, you know, they're undeniable, and it just kind of feels worth still doing it. So the Ninja Bike backpack will start here, get all 3 core attributes and critical hit chance in the mod slot. Then when we look at the mask, we've got the weapon handling, the rate of fire, and the striker's gamble, weapon damage, crit chance, and crit chance. For the gloves, we've got weapon damage and critical hit chance. For the knees, weapon damage, critical hit chance. And then the Picaro's holster rolled to a core attribute of skill tier. If you wanted to lower your skill tiers though, you could quite easily roll this to blue and have some extra survivability, but you're going to need the crit chance if you want to get anywhere near crit chance cap, and obviously weapon damage. Finally, this is the hardest piece to get if you want it all red. You've got to get one that comes with crit chance, crit damage, and obliterate, and roll the core attribute. I haven't been so lucky yet, which is why I've not really rolled this, but crit chance and in the mod slot as well with obliterate is the way you want to go. And obviously we get skill haste, a skill tier, and 50% magazine size, which is what kind of then brings the gun to life. Skills wise, you can go with whatever you want. I like to run the shield, but obviously the drone was a nice distraction, and that does really top up your damage. But you can run whatever you want as your skills. But yeah, it's really good, and you could run a mechanical animal with this as well if you really wanted to. If I was going to talk what I would change around if you wanted to do some more damage, so the obvious choice is to switch this out and go to strikers, and then either on your gloves, helmets, or you know, replace one of these strikers pieces. I just happen to have one here with a Brazos all red, and this build will actually do more damage, but you lose 1 skill tier. Or the survivability chance that we got. So if you want to do maximum damage with this, let me just check if it all plays out actually. So you know, I can show you here. And we can pop this, and you'll probably get about 150k more if I remember correctly when we get to the top of the strikers. You can already see now it's just doing slightly more on the armor damage when we get the armor bars back. There you go. So 1-3-1-1-3. and then some big numbers there as well. I think I had 4.9 last time, but maybe the striker stacks just diminished a little bit. Yeah, but they are 5.3 on a crit there as well. So, you know, you can do some bigger damage if you run it this way around instead and don't use the Picaro's holster. That's going to be it for the video. I hope you find this useful, but I do think that, you know, if we getting the mag up to 60 all of a sudden makes the bighorn much more viable. But this way as well, we don't seem to drop too much damage, and you know, this is definitely heroic and stuff easily. And you can do some really big numbers with the scoped in mode. That's going to be it. So don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and maybe join the channel. Thank you again, agents, for being awesome these past few weeks. So many new members, so many new subs, so many new thumbs up and comments. You're really helping the channel fly on the YouTube stats, so I really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, agents. Goodbye.